Sitten lähdetäänpä kattoon... Pitäisikö mun kattoo kauppa vai? Tää on roskiskaada. Kirjakauppa. Alright. Hello, lady.
Welcome to Crime, Romance and Biographies of Famous People. My name is Plaisance.
Okay.
Be welcome, and please take responsibility for the energy you bring into this space.
Outolause.
A golden pendant hangs around the woman's neck, in the shape of what looks like a tiny fish head trapped in amber.
Okay. Before we go on, you seem to be well enough. Can you give me some money? I feel there won't be opportunity, a pure moment to ask later. Curious pen you're wearing. Pitäisikö kysyä tuosta, ja se pitää kaulassa?
Oh yes, helps to have an anchor in these times.
Kaupanomistaja, oletan.
I am the proudest owner of our little shop of culture.
She has fine-tuned her voice to find the most welcoming approach for attracting new customers. It doesn't work.
Your daughter is one standing outside the store, right?
Annette, yes, my daughter. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Tell me, was she at her post doing her job like a proper girl?
Kyllä se siellä työskentelemässä oli.
Wonderful! Did you talk to her? Great! On a scale of 1 to 10, how compelled were you to buy books after talking with her?
Her opinion of her daughter depends on how well she lured you into the store.
Noin. Täyskymppi.
My precious, her dedication brings joy to my heart. If you have children, I hope they turn out as great as my Annette.
Noin. Mutta se, että miten sä kohtelee sitä, että se on tulla kylmässä ulkona ja sitten käy töissä ja koulussa yhtä aikaa, siihen pitäisi kyllä vähän kiinnittää huomiota.
Mind your own business, sir. In our society, people don't get to tell each other how to raise their children. It's none of your or anyone's business.
Pitäisikö mainita sitä kynsien puremisesta?
God, I've told her not to do that. It's disgusting. And I told you to mind your own business. Clearly you have no idea how hard it is to raise a girl in this economy.
This economy is a mysterious force, like cosmic weather. Mysterious and harsh.
I don't think she can do anything about it.
She can, if she has enough willpower. This is what's called growing pains. Life isn't easy. Life doesn't give breaks.
Come on, ma'am. It's obvious she can't do anything about it. You are placing an unnecessary burden on a young child.
Täysin samaa mieltä Kimin kanssa. Siis niinkö tässä hommassa. What you're doing is wrong, even I know that. And I usually don't know anything.
She stands stiff and severe, silently fuming. 10 or so seconds pass without change. This is a person coming to terms with a new reality, one where they are wrong. It's not easy.
Hyvä point.
Oh no. Hold on. I need to invite her inside and apologize. She must be freezing out there. There. I don't know what to say to you. My husband, he tries to teach me business lessons. I have what my mother called a dull mind. All this stress.
Tylsä mieli vain.
It sounds like both the husband and the mother treat her the way she treats Annette.
Like Annette to your husband and your mother.
Oh, well, my mother was horrible, of course. Absolutely perverse energies around that person. But my husband...
energioista.
My husband is completely different, of course.
Is this husband Annette's father?
Yes. My husband is a successful entrepreneur east of the river. If only he were more involved in the business we're running up here. No matter. Soon we'll both be off for Grand Couronne.
Mikä se on? Tuo Grand Couronne.
It's a proper place to live. One of the most peaceful neighborhoods east of Jamrock. You may know it for its massive housing projects. Most of the buildings are empty at the moment. It's a great opportunity to get ahead of the crowds. Better times ahead for sure. He made the initial investment. Since then, he's been what you might call a silent partner.
Okay. Onko hänet ainoa kerras?
Yes, I'm afraid so. A real treat she is. It would be nice if she had... No, we couldn't have afforded more children, really. Not in this economy.
Okay.
We're quite busy people, you know, my husband and I. Quite busy. Children are a lot of work. You don't look like a father, so I don't expect you to understand. I'm sorry. I'm sure you do understand.
Niin, ja sehän kertoi siitä, että se ei mene kouluunkaan.
She's been too busy helping me here. So she studied at home this trimester. This is a temporary solution, of course. I assure you, I of all people understand the importance of education. She will be back in school the moment the store takes off.
Selvä.
The woman looks aloof, her features much softer. Occasionally she glances at her daughter's silhouette.
Okei, kysytäänkö sitä isosta jääkaapista?
A fridge? No, I don't know anything about a fridge. Aren't you interested in books?
Mitäs haluan ostaa kirja?
Then why are you talking to me? Everything is on the shelves to browse. Don't you feel compelled to buy anything? See those shelves there? Go.
Niinkö huono
Be drawn.
myyjä tavallaan, että katso, tuolla on hyllyjä, joissa on tuotteita, joita voi ostaa. Sille ihmeesti korostaa sitä aina.
Everything is on the shelves. Take a look yourself. The shelves compel you, don't they?
Oh god.
She's attempting to mentally direct you towards the shelves. She only wants you to buy the goods. She doesn't care about the books.
Nähtävästi. Do you even know what books you have for sale?
Truth be told, not really. My sister brings in most of the goods. I'm sure it's all very literary stuff with well-written prose. But you don't learn about the important things in life from fabricated stories.
Okei. No, eikö kaupan omistaja pitäisi tietää omista tuotteistaan?
I provide a valuable service. As long as people buy books, I'm fine. The truth is available if you just know where to look. And you have to open and free your mind to understand.
No, katsotaan ympärillä.
She smiles and nods, seemingly relieved.
Okay. Outo, että tässä ei puhetta tai oliko puki? And the little guy gets smaller and smaller as you rise above the dollhouse world. A white morning, a modern death, divorce or something similar. All you can do is put more distance between you and him, make him smaller, make him less you. All motoristics learning caps raised by 1 ja zoom out distance plus 20%. Näkee niinku kauemmas. Aika hassut kyvyt suhteessa. Alright, katsotaanpas sitä tyttö nyt, voiko se päästä sisälle lämpimään.
I'm sorry, sir. I can't talk right now. I'm very busy with my homework. I have so much homework now.
You just can't win.
No, mitä sä nyt sitten teet?
Math. It's really difficult. Like, really. They say you need it to get rich. Better than standing outside in the cold, I guess. Oh, I found something while you were away.
Mitä se löysi?
I thought this would fit you. Like,
Dick
thanks for helping me
Mullenin
out.
hattu.
Not me. The city, I mean. Like a detective does.
Okei, mistä sä sait tämmösen?
Just what Dick Mullen would ask. I got it from behind the curtains. I'm not really supposed to go there.
Verhojen takaa. Okay, I get it. I can look just like Dick Mullen except I'm an actual police officer.
Yes, I bet it looks good on you. Really serious. Right, I have to get back to my homework now. Before Mum notices. Man, this is hard.
Mä saa yrittää uudestaan taas sitä.
Because you know each other. She's been talking to you so openly because you've talked before.
Niinkö? Hang on, so you know me. We've met before?
Yes, I used to stand out there all the time. Before Mother told me to focus on my homework. You've been running around all week without your shirt on, sir. Telling people about being a star or something. I don't really understand who those stars are.
Jaha, ollaan oltu viikko sitten, tai viikko pyöritty ilman paitaa vai? Ja hoettu tuolla
Of course, you stopped by a few times. You certainly look better than the last time I saw you.
What do you mean better? I look like shit. I doubt that.
No, you don't have party eyes anymore.
Party eyes.
Party eyes. Yes, of course. That makes sense.
I'm not surprised children have seen you running around with party eyes on, he thinks. Not at all.
Okei, mikä on party eyes?
You know, like a cat in the dark, all big and wide-eyed. It certainly looks odd on a man.
Kuulostaa, että olisi niinku huumeissa, jos niinku kissamaiset silmät, se pustuaine tai mikä se on se pyöreä kasvaa.
The swiveling eyes of a loony drug addict. That is what she meant. You were probably gurning too.
Että ilman paitaa huumeissa pyöritty ja sitten hoittu, että ollaan joku tähti. Jaiks.
Fuck yeah. You should get some party eyes
Ei,
right
addiktiopuoli.
now. Snap those sequins on you, boy.
No. Does that mean I've been partaking in narcotics?
Oh baby, that's not what you have to worry about. Worry about the important thing.
No mikset sä tyttö kertonut sitten alun pitäen?
I didn't know I had to do that.
Niinkö se muistaa, mutta meillä on mennyt muisti, totta. Thanks, I've learned something about myself today.
I'm glad I could help you, sir.
Meillä on tullut tänne taas. Dick Mullen's hat +1 Encyclopedia Booksmart. Okei, mehän pistetään Dick Mullen hattu päälle. Vähän hienon näköinen. Cool. Pitäisikö mun välillä tallentaa peliäkin? Niin se puhuu verhoista. Täytyisikö teillä meidän parilla? Olisiko sillä jotain?
Yes? What do you want to know?
Now that we've inspected the scene, I want to know more about this pissing competition. Niin joo, se oli se sivutehtävä homma.
What's there to say? It's just stupidity. The cop kind. Our precincts can't decide if Martinez is part of Jamrock or the Industrial Harbor. Yours or mine, as if we somehow own parts of the city. Typical street gang mentality. So we've let the Union make a mockery of law enforcement here. And now it's come to its natural conclusion.
Ahaa, siitäkö se?
Well, sort of. It's less a matter of who gets to police Martinez than who has to. It's an orphan district, in other words. I think the dispatch desk just told both our stations about the hanging. There was quite the brouhaha at the 57th, I can tell you that. Time to settle it, they said. Cop off. But I assure you, I am not their finest or toughest, with 102 cases solved. What I am is least interested in a pissing competition.
So he volunteered to represent the 57th, but not out of competitiveness. On the contrary.
Selvä. What's special about Martinez?
Martinez? Nothing. It's just a puddle at the end of some drain pipe. No one cares about this place. They care about sports. Most of our colleagues don't even know how to get here. North of the interchange doesn't exist.
A tremble comes over you. Another after effect of ethanol poisoning, perhaps. Feels like leaves do when they rustle in the breeze, somewhere far away, below the turbine. The 41st and the 57th. The lieutenant was right. It's not about who gets what's north. It's about who doesn't.
So you volunteered to spoil it.
Yes. I'm an unrepentant spoilsport.
Okei, no mitä sä sanoo sitten minusta, että kun kerran meidän oma poliisilaitos lähetti meidät tänne? But I was sent to teach you a lesson in style. There can be only one I'm the finest case-solving machine sent to outperform you in every way imaginable. Don't be scared, but I think I might be supernatural abilities. I probably have an unbelievable kill count. Mennään tällä oikein itse varmalla setillä.
A good joke.
He does not actually think it was a good joke.
Okay, it was a poor joke, but we could use a good-mannered cop-off, don't you agree? Yes, a joke. I will only probably humiliate and outperform you. No intention to compete with you. Of course it's a joke, look at me. How could I compete with you? But probably have a ton of cases solved.
If it helps you work better, okay. See it as competition. But don't expect me to. Now, was there anything else you wanted to ask about the competition? If not, we should move. Yes, it's a wholly pointless matter. Forget I ever mentioned it.
He's actually glad it's addressed now.
Logic formidable. What did the 41st send me? +1 Sylvie suicide jokes. 3% vaan. Tätä voi yrittää useammankin otteeseen.
Because you're the best qualified. No, that doesn't seem right.
No, that makes sense. I'm exceedingly qualified.
If you're so well qualified, why can't you remember why you were sent? Anyway, don't keep the lieutenant waiting.
Selvä. Katsotaan verhojen takaa.
You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the way to another room. A strange cage-like trinket dangles from the curtains.
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only.
Okay. Mitä on verhojen takana?
Nothing. Why aren't you browsing the books? Don't you feel compelled to look at the books? You ought to.
Oddly enough, the more she tries to draw you away from the curtains, the more alluring they become.
Examine the strange cage-like trinket.
You see some kind of charm, an irregular polyhedron assembled from bones, sticks, and straw. Inside, a disturbing fish head with empty eye sockets stares at you. Aside from poking at it suspiciously, there is nothing else to do with the fish head charm at this time. The curtains remain shut before you.
Okay. Kyllä mua vähän kiinnostaa nähdä mitä verhojen takana. Avataan.
Just as you're about to pull apart the curtains, the petrified voice of the shop owner cries out once more.
Sir, don't touch that. I told you it's off limits for the customers. Parapsychologically speaking, we're done if you decide to open them. I won't be held responsible for the consequences. It's too dangerous.
Kuulostaa jo taikauskoiselta.
She looks away, mumbling. Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy books like normal people?
I've heard there's a fridge that I need.
Everybody suddenly needs something from there. Leave the curtains be. It's what it wants.
Okay, so what's in there has a will, and it wants you to enter? This is bad.
No onko se sitä kirouksesta?
No, it's just a storeroom for the employees, I told you. Now please step away from the curtains.
Okay. Ma'am, this is different. I'm a police officer and I need to get in there.
Why? It's not like anyone was killed there.
Vielä epäilyttävämpi lause.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to be so impolite. Just please don't go there. I can't allow that. You'll only make things worse and unleash the powers.
Okei, tää on joku taikauskonen ihan selvästi. But I sense this place calling for me. I must investigate beyond the threshold.
You do? My God, even more reasons not to mess with the curtains. Just step away, dear sir.
Avataan. Alright, I'll think about it for a while.
Thank you. Let's just talk about this first, all right? There's no reason for you to venture into the unknown.
Ehkä me voidaan
What
neuvotella.
are you, a coward? Think about the marvelous adventures waiting for us on the other
Voi
side.
ei, solmia.
Lies. Rip them open, we say. There is something mysterious about the curtains. Be careful. The curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust, hang before you, as if taunting you.
No, toistaiseksi vältetään, jos me voitais vähän niinku neuvotella ton naisen kanssa. Okei, jutellaan.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to crime, romance, and biographies of famous
No,
people.
miksi sä oot niin tiukkanut tän verhojen kanssa?
I already told you, it's just a storage room for employees. I don't understand why it's so important to you. Just let it go, officer. Go buy some goddamn books. You're supposed to be drawn to the books.
It's just storage room, when then why you have strange trinket on the curtains?
It's just for decoration. Okay, fine. It's just because this place is
No, no.
cursed. Just like
Like I
everyone
was gonna-
said. They don't call it the doomed commercial area for nothing.
Doomed commercial area.
Are you happy now, officer? Happy that you've ruined everything?
Take it easy. You've broken her resistance. Pushing her further will gain nothing.
No miksi et sano suoraan vaan Kirouksesta?
It's not good to talk about the curse, not in detail. The negativism, it's dangerous. Talking about the void wraiths angers them.
Such wraiths may prove a formidable enemy. Suit up.
Okei. Miten se Kirous tulee sitten näkyviin?
The curse is so much worse than you could imagine. It's a disease, eating at the very foundation. It's the curse of financial distress, of ruin and bankruptcy.
Okei.
Didn't that curtain just move?
Ei kai verho liikkunut. And that mentions that the previous tenants have experienced some financial troubles. Niin se sanoi se tyttö.
It's not just that, officer. We're dealing with something supernatural here. It's the cacodemons feeding off bad business practices and disappointing income statements. There's something wrong with this building, I can tell you. Ever since I arrived, I've sensed an eerie lingering presence, as if I was unwanted here.
Sounds familiar.
Mä voin vastata strange, I feel unwanted too. What does it mean?
Truly so? Perhaps the dark energies are leeching off you. You shouldn't stay in the store too long. It may be dangerous.
Have you sought help from anyone?
Yes, I've contacted numerous parapsychologists and even a pair of Simonese mediators. They provided me with the wards.
Okei, eli se selittää ne kaikki ihmeelliset jutut täällä.
The wards help to keep the doom at bay and protect us against the darkness that lies further in the building. Even though now I fear, it's not enough.
Ja onko tää sen kaulassa oleva homma myös osa sitä?
Oh, this? No, it's a special Himian amulet, blessed by desert pygmy shamans, with a spell of compulsion. It's to compel people to buy books.
Se on eri homma.
There are numerous spells cast throughout the store. I had the books anointed with a different inducement spell, for example. It's guaranteed to boost sales 15%.
Wow, oikein taikauskonen. Super taikauskonen, jopa voisi sanoa. Would you like me to take the case? I could investigate, see if the curse is real.
Most certainly not. I don't want anyone who's not familiar with the psychic arts to get involved in this mess. Stay away. Leave the spirits be. so they can return to their slumber.
Psychic arts? Sounds right down our alley.
Seriously, I need to get to the fridge in the cellar. It's a police matter. I have a dead body to take care of. Tai draama. 10. Convince her to let you investigate the doomed commercial area. -1. Gave smart-ass parenting advice. Help Annette on quest to freeze the body. You're the master of psychic arts. Siltaa plussaa. No hitto, kokeillaan.
Slither up to her, you silver-tongued fiend.
Okei. Okay.
Show her what world-class perfidy looks
Mennään draamalla läpi. Olen tullut auttamaan, olen käsitellyt ennenkin paranormaalia ilmiöitä.
Are you sure? Don't think I haven't seen charlatans before.
I have returned from the void, a para-detective from a long line of para-detectives. I sense the psychic emanations from afar, the sleeper beyond calls out. Pistetään draamaa peliin.
I'm not sure I can trust your claims. Honestly, you look like a bit of a drinker. I'm sorry for being so blunt, but...
Hey now, hey. You need the booze to focus.
Addiktio.
Right.
Nyt hiljaa.
The lieutenant keeps his usual stony calm. He silently picks out his notebook. Go ahead then. Rock her world, he thinks. I'll compose some notes.
Täytyy juoda spiritsia in order to contact the void. Wow, me ei voida niinku keksiä siihen syy. I am to have my share of drinks, but only because the spectral realm is psychologically taxing. Mennään sillä valheella.
How do you know all this?
Here we go.
I am the void remnant. I have the powers to debad all the bad energies.
I should have realized. A pattern lies within the fabric. The hand of fate guides us. Our meeting couldn't have been mere chance.
Perhaps you truly are the one to deliver this woman from the doom.
But I am not the only one at risk. I have to think of my daughter. You are certain you can help us? Keep us safe? I can't allow any collateral damage to hit us.
Okei. Kysy vain partnerilta Kimiltä. Tai no problem whatsoever, your family is safe, the phantoms are no match for me. Mennään tuolla.
If you promise, good officer, then you might be our last hope. Do you swear it?
Käsi sydämellä. Actually, I'm not feeling the vibe anymore, I just wanted to get to the fridge. Esitetään loppuun saakka.
Thank you, sir. There's one more thing I haven't told you about yet. The entity.
Entity. Dead by Daylightista, niinkö?
Do not act surprised. You know of these things, sire.
Mä voin vastata the entity kysymysmerkki tai of course the entity. For I have sensed its presence.
You have? The entity takes the form of a woman, a witch probably. I've suspected that she must be connected to the curse ever since I first saw her. Did you know that she lives inside the chimney?
Noita, joka asuu savupiipussa. Chimney, the passage between heaven and hell, of course. Mennäänpä tuolla.
Yes, that chimney is part of the building's central furnace, and it's enormous. She has barricaded herself behind some metal security curtains. God knows what she's doing there. Some unnatural magic. You should go find the entity and ask what happened to all the companies in the building. What is the source of this curse? Here's the key to the warded door behind the curtains. Take it.
Selvä.
Oh, and please do return to me after you've looked round. I'm quite anxious to know what she has to say about the curse. What you discover in there.
Unbelievable darkness and ruin. What you discover? A demonic refrigerator. Perhaps the fridge will be the source of the curse.
Okay. Kysytäänkö vielä Kirouksesta?
Okay, but please, only a few questions. You wouldn't want to disturb the spirits.
The woman looks aloof, her features much softer. Occasionally she glances at her daughter's silhouette.
Okei, meillä on tullut taas merkintöjä. Investigate doomed commercial area. Okei, mulla on nääkin kaikki kykysetit opittu. Ja ne pystyy myös unohtaankin halutessaan. Tai ne oli ne ajatusmallit. Okei, pitäisikö tehdä quick save? Eli lähdetäänpä kattoo perhojen takaa.
You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the way to another room. A strange cage-like trinket dangles from the curtains.
Perhot auki.
You see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway stands in the back, covered in dozens of scary little cage-like trinkets, your shadow looming over it like an omen.
Oh!
Jaha. Nyt sitä mennään sitten vai? Tästä on kaikki. Ghostly silhouettes of hair dryers. On valokuva. Vaguely androgynous portrait of a man. Sitten mystinen ovi, missä on lappuja.
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of little oddly shaped trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked.
Mä pystyn yrittämään ryntääkin se ja rikkoo se ove tai avata vaan avaimella se. Pitäisikö kokeilla vaan sillä rynnät? Au! Se ei ollut hyvä idea.
Ow! Shoot! Whose moronic idea was it to just run through the door? Don't you know that things like that hurt?
Oh god. This really wasn't the best idea, was it? I deserve this, my body deserves to suffer for being this weak and disappointing. Is that blood I'm seeing? Rub your forehead.
Are you alright? This looked pretty intense and painful, I must admit.
What is going on there? Are you really trying to break down the back door?
Hey.
I warn you, don't tempt the spirits, officer. Don't tempt the spirits or you'll damage the holy wards on the door.
It barely looks like you've done any damage to the door, however. It's still locked and closed, covered in dozens of little charms and trinkets.
Ehkä avataan ihan avaimella. Hei, koputetaan me.
Only an echo. No one is there.
No,
After exerting some force, you manage to turn the key. It's eerily silent. The door slides slightly open, letting a draft of cold air into the room. You feel the tiny hairs on the back of your neck rise up, as if someone's standing right behind you. An uneasy knot forms in the pit of your stomach.
Yikes. Kim, maybe you should go first. That's the back of your neck. What is this feeling?
Outside, the wind howls in from across the bay. The building at Rue de Saint-Ghislain stands like a matchbox on its side, with men inside, like little wooden sticks, ready to catch a fire. A panicking woman squeezes the pendant around her neck until it leaves a mark inside her palm. A man, a few meters away, stands frozen with a key in his hand. Somewhere inside, a spider is spinning its web.
Hyvin kuvaileva. Haluatko Kim mennä?
Detective, you're the one in charge.
Niinpä tietenkin. Mennäänpä sisään. Tää superkummituksia jahtaa. Sand is dripping from punchback. Hei, Kimillä on erilainen ikoni.
What is this place?
It's an adventure. It's the netherworld beyond the veil. Näyttää kyllä punttisalilta, mutta laitetaan tuo.
Yes, but no one's been here in ages. I doubt the electricity still works. Good thing we have a flashlight on us.
An eerie feeling rises in your chest.
What if there's a reason why no one's been here for ages? Let's just keep going. I'm sure it's just a regular abandoned house.
Yes, because it's closed. No need to look for supernatural explanations where a banal one will do. Now let's move on, shall we?
Okei. Tästä löytyy. Siinä on se pallo ainakin. Shot put ball. Coaster says Sitius Fortis, the rest is worn off. Worn out wall wars, they look unsafe.
A barbell lies on the floor. The color has worn off its weight plates. It's 60 kilograms. Your triceps hum at the sight of these weights. Show the world what kind of beast it's dealing with. Lift them. Why does it feel so familiar?
Onko se tuttu sillä, jos mä olen painonnostaja?
No, it's not that. It's the stale smell of rubber, the squeaky sound of sneakers, your bruised knee against the mat, and a whistle. Then the feeling is gone. A memory from another life. When you were young and fit.
Okei. 17%. Saanko nostettua? Au. Ei lähtenyt nousuun.
You managed to hoist it off the ground, but the barbell feels wobbly and dangerous. Your hands slick with sweat. Turns out you're no beast, just an old man with bad form. See? See? This place is cursed.
Fuck you, you stupid barbell. Seems like I'm a little out of shape, or maybe these gloves just sucks. Weightlifting is for intellectually impaired anyway. Sanotaan vaan, että se on ehkä hanskoissa vika.
Proper weightlifting gloves would definitely afford a better grip.
Okei. Jos löydetään paremmat hanskat, niin tätä voi ehkä kokeilla uudelleen ja yrittää nostaa. Ollaan otettu vähän vahinkoa. Always blocked by old window pane. Window pane. Penetrant debris. Large semijon full of strange liquid. What animals stare at you in the dark, stuffed and mounted? Airship rotors covered in spider webs, they remind you of blades. Tällä voi oikein mitä? A naked mannequin torso, a strange yellow color. Blue velvet soft to the touch. Not bitten. Spooky music. Skis with slipstream printed on laminated top layer. Production schedule. Production schedule note. This filament contains information that can be read using a radio computer. Okay.
Your flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles, sketches, and schemes like some ancient cave mural. Some of the writing has faded with age, but you can still make out sections here and there. Photos and drawings have been pinned to the board. These lithe, pointy-eared creatures appear to be different types of welkins. You make out autumnal candle welkins, casting wax-based magic. Translucent welkins, with organs shining under their skin. And even ether welkins, hailing from the vast emptiness of sidereal space. Who are all those creatures? Fantasies of a tortured, feverish mind? One of the welkins, towering among the rest, appears to be different, however. It's Vara Hamira, a high welkin, his face white and scarred like cracked marble. This is clearly a Welkin supremacist. The note says, All non-Welkin races will be purged. The Haldor, the Twarg, the humans, and even headless men, all of them, purged. Imagine a world filled only with Welkin, Green Welkin, Dread Welkin, and the High Welkin to rule them all.
Selvä.
An inordinate amount of time has gone into drawing these little Welkin creatures.
Okei. Voi kuiskata, one of them is Welkin supremacist.
Some people really like building a world, I think, even if it's just for a game.
Okei. Kuka on nää piirtänyt? Mitä nää on?
This looks like concept art for a project. It's not really real.
Kuiskata, one of them is Welkin supremacist.
Political commentary. That one has a great beard too. Just look at those details. So much effort.
And for what? All gone.
Tässä kuvia.
The photo collage depicts barren, icy landscapes wrapped in perpetual night. You see permafrost and glacial landforms, dead trees grown in under the snow. Entire oceans have been frozen from shore to shore. There are pictures of settlements on dried-up riverbeds, abandoned in a storm. Animal corpses in the dark, carcasses and bones. Albeit dark and cold, this vision also feels cozy in its own way, like eggnog or morphine, a much-needed respite from our own world. A pinned postcard reads, "The heat-death scenario, a desperate fight for geothermal energy engulfs the world as Wirral becomes untethered from its sun, drifting through the universe."
Okay, inspect the schedule.
This is a monthly calendar from the year 50. Cryptic words like sprint, daily minimi, and GPI span the marker-drawn grid, the grand scheme of production and money.
Se on pari vuotta sitten.
As time goes on, the numbers in the boxes grow rarer and rarer. The board becomes an empty snowfield in the final days. Only failure and regret dwell in this region.
Looks like they didn't make it.
A note in the bottom left corner of the chalkboard says, "See the prod schedule filament for details." The handwriting is only partly legible, but you can still make out 3 slogans: "Call in, tune out," "Wirral untethered," and "Heat death of the universe." Outside, a cold wind wraps the building in its bosom. Snowflakes in the wind. An old woman passes what the locals call the doomed commercial area. She tries hard.
Shiverstä välillä erikoisesti tekee, vaan saattaa lähteä päälle.
Unwise.
Okei. Tuossa jotain.
This appears to be some kind of machine with a cube-shaped heart and a wired framework. The keyboard has a rectangular on-off button. A piece of paper still hangs from the printer.
A radio computer. Just sitting here without anyone inside. But we are looking for a fridge, and we are pressed for time, so...
On the other hand, it's not that I'm not interested in abandoned radio computers.
Okay, do you think I should turn it on?
Maybe the body has stopped decomposing somehow. I don't know. You're in charge of this expedition, officer.
Is the lieutenant a little scared? Just now when he looked around.
Okay, laita päälle.
The machine lights up like some prehistoric animal stirring from its slumber, revealing fluorescent play and print keys on the keyboard. The hatch on the machine's central compartment is wide open.
Okay, painetaan play.
Nothing happens.
Entä print?
Nothing happens.
Katsotaan sisällä.
It's empty like a beehive without its brood. Some cables have been left dangling, disconnected. The filament you have would fit perfectly inside the compartment.
Okay, pistetään sisään.
Like a smooth draw, the filament slides into place. On the keyboard, the play key starts blinking.
Painaa varmaan playt.
A bar of fabric right above the keyboard starts producing a soft hum. The sound of static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. Have you stirred the ghost of the doomed commercial area from its rest? Could this be its dismembered heart beginning to flutter? Oh no. It was already glowing and now it's also making a sound. It's probably some alien CO-like technology. The static gets louder, slowly filling up the abandoned hall, until a voice speaks out, crackling and old, cutting into the air.
Good evening, Fortress Accident en rue de Saint-Ghislaine. This is East Insulindian Repeater Station 1.
Okay.
Please repeat. Is this the production schedule?
What's the production schedule?
The filament you have inserted into the reader.
You mean that glowing thing I put inside?
Yes. Is that the production schedule?
Joo.
Good.
Laitan.
Please repeat the password.
You should ask her for a hint.
Joku vihje?
No.
Synttäripäivä?
Still no.
Entä jos mä sanon, että mä oon poliisi?
I am contractually obliged to protect the privacy of the filament holder Fortress Accident. Without filing a warrant with Lintel, I cannot give you access to this filament.
I'm afraid we are not doing that, unless we want to wait for a month.
Okei, et siitä lupaa ei saa.
Now, can you please repeat the password?
Ei teetä salasanaa.
Received. I will register this login attempt.
Okay.
That sounds bad. A login attempt. Something a criminal would do. Don't worry. Passwords have a way of turning up sooner or later.
Fortress Accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
No, miksi sä kutsut mua Fortress Accidentiksi?
Fortress Accident is the company on whose name the terminal you are currently using has been registered to. One moment. Fortress Accident SCA produces revolutionary interactive call-in radio games. That's what the catalog says. Any other questions?
Onks sä laite vai elävä ihminen?
Yes, I am alive. I am 74 years old and my name is Yvonne.
Okay.
She repeats passwords. Programming people are all paranoid.
Okay.
I work as a repeater at the East Insulindian repeater station. It's my job to know where you are, Fortress Accident. As for me, well, I am sitting in my cubicle, surrounded by a wall of radios.
Selvä.
On an island on the river Esperance, a small woman, all skin and bones, sits in a room filled with audio equipment. Thousands of tiny lights are reflected back from her prescription lenses, like stars in the dark. Doesn't it get lonely, sitting there all by herself?
Kysytään.
Lonely? Why would it get lonely? I get to talk to people all day.
That's why she does this.
Point
Now,
taken.
please tell me if there's anything else I can do, Fortress Accident.
Okei. Suljetaan laite.
Thank you, and goodbye.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering, casting the framework in a soft glow. Fluorescent play and print keys shine on the keyboard.
No, jätääpä se kuutio tai tietohomma siihen sisälle vielä. Ja taas vähän ympärillä. Scribbled across the notebook, developers of the most advanced RPG in the universe. Ja ihan selvästi jonkinlaista peliä tai juttua tehnyt.
This old fireplace is covered in lines drawn in blue and red marker, the mesh spreading over the stone like blood vessels on alabaster skin. It looks ghostly and strangely ancient. A diagram for summoning some time-forgotten being. The symbols seem very esoteric.
Tässä me katsotaan.
Radio frequencies, it seems. UKV 123.6, UKV 123.7, UKV 123.9. Some written notes, too. Sparse and cryptic.
Radioyhteyksiä aaltoja mihin?
Unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system split into veins and capillaries. Very advanced.
So we're dealing with something medical here.
You think so? The web is comprised of radio stations, all lead back to one red heart, titled the Game Master Frequency. And it says, this one can listen in on any station it wants.
Voisiko se olla joku tämmönen, että miten se toimii se radiopelihomma?
Looks like a surveillance program. Someone very important. The leader of a massive on-air game built by these people. Whoever decides to call in to a call-in station, it looks like. All of this is gone, left unrealized.
My God. It's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious their project became. The schedule. I know doom when I see it. The company was running out of funding.
Yeah.
Nothing. It's just lines on marble. An echo from times long gone. No one has used the fireplace in ages.
Saatiin uutta kykypistettäkin halutessaan tänne. Voisi heittää ja laittaa, mutta niin kuin sanoin, että sitten kun tulee se tarve ja setti, niin sitä voi katsoa enemmän.
Okay. What do you think is going on with that computer, chalkboard and fireplace?
Ehkä wipe out business.
Yes, that is the question. It looks like one of those popular pen and paper role-playing games. Only these people were trying to automate it, make it work on radio computers.
Utter madness, he thinks, as a compliment.
No, mites näyttelisi sen tehdä?
Through call-in stations, none of the players have to be physically present. Anyone in the world can participate in the game, as long as they have a two-way radio.
Vähän niinku nykyaikana olisi internetti tai tämmönen nettihomma, nettipelaaminen.
Then there's the Game Master Frequency that listens in on the smaller call-in stations. I think that was supposed to coordinate the stories, functioning as a master of ceremonies of sorts.
His fascination has swept aside other concerns for the moment. He's a little hooked.
Has anyone ever done this before?
Not to my knowledge. They make automated games in Graz, Messina, Königstein. You know, places with industry. But I don't think anyone has attempted to create an inter-isolary game before. We just don't have the technology.
Ja tämä oli roolipeli?
Indeed. Those Welkins are a dead giveaway. Role-playing people love that stuff. The world looks like a modified version of the We Were board game, with hit death thrown in.
No, mitäs veikkaat, että tapahtui firmalle?
No idea. They stopped filling out the schedule on the chalkboard.
Okay. Vastataan vaan, että wow.
Indeed, it's ambitious and untethered from reality, but...
Laitetaan vaan, että ne oli vaan niin crazyä yrittäessä sitä ehkä rahoitusta, niin kuin se itsekin totesi Kim siinä, että niillä vaan loppu rahat siihen idean. Se idea oli niin paljon isompi kuin mitä niillä oli niin firmassa rahaa edes toteuttaa sitä juttua.
Yes, especially in here. Okay, let's keep moving.
Okay. Helvetin iso jääkarhu, jolla hehkuu punaiset silmät. Windhouse in the coal chute above.
You see a terrifying ice bear with a strange compartment in its belly. The door is covered in frost and the bear's eyes are glowing red. This ice bear is a hyper carnivore. Be careful.
Okei, avataan ovi.
A gust of freezing cold air rushes to greet you. You hear a low grumble as the bear regulates itself. This is the inside of a refrigerator. The lieutenant takes a peek inside. His hand has found the holster of his gun.
Kim, relaa vähän.
Of course. A giant ice bear-shaped fridge. Just what we were looking for. Let's see what's inside.
Otetaan sisään.
The shelves are empty. All you see are crumpled ice cream wrappers with the brand name, Versio Ice City. A handwritten note has been attached to the door. The fridge is huge.
Sitten muistiinpano loppuun.
You pocket the note and the little fridge magnets keeping it on the door.
Okei. Otetaapas vähän jäätelöpaketin pakkauksia tai noita
A friendly
mitä noita
cartoon
papereita,
bear smiles
jäätelöpapereita.
back at you from a glossy cellophane wrapper. It looks nothing like the fridge.
No mitä hittoa tekee tämmönen näin iso jääkaappi täällä?
Good question. It looks like an ice cream fridge. I know. What an unfortunate marketing choice. What is even worse, the bear is still costing them money to this day.
Okei.
The fridge buzzes with energy. The electricity bill on this thing must be catastrophic.
Niin, kuluttaa niin paljon sähköä, kun se on iso. This clears the fridge looks big enough for 2 corpses.
It's certainly an eccentric choice, but it is capacious and cold enough too.
But the optics on this are awful, he thinks. We need to be as silent as we can.
Shall we go and get the body then? I'll take the head, you take the feet. The stairs won't be easy, but we'll manage.
The two of you, easily.
Okay, let's do this. Clap your hands.
The body is heavier than you expected, and stinkier. It takes half an hour to get it down to the
Puoli
basement.
tuntia.
Then 10 more minutes to stuff it into the fridge. The lieutenant takes a step back to admire your handiwork.
Beautiful. A dead body in a nice bare fridge. This is some of the best police work I've ever done.
You've definitely earned a drink after this. Perhaps even some pagan rites.
Really, you think it's good work?
No, not really. Look at that. What have we done? We stuffed a dead body in a nice bare fridge. This story does not leave this room.
Joo.
He means it. He doesn't want to be the ice bear cop.
We did our best with the means at this disposal. Yeah, I'm not proud either, but we did find a bridge. Laitetaan, että me tehtiin vaan parhaamme sen mukaan, mitä meillä oli tarjolla.
Did we though? Okay, maybe we did. At least we've stopped the body from decomposing further. Now you can conduct another inspection under controlled circumstances.
No niin.
Inside the icy realm of the ice bear fridge, the corpse stands slumped, waiting.
Tell me something, dead man.
Shoot, Looney Rooney.
How do you like it in the fridge?
I like it a lot, brother. This really is your finest hour. You're a genius. A regular Corpelangelo.
Totta kai.
Come back later, Corpo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features. If possible, also see me in your dream.
Okay. Minus 1 establish probable cause. Plus 2 refrigerated body. Perception kyky pitäisi alkaa satsaa, että tästä pystyisi ehkä löytää jotain vielä. Mä suljin tuon oven. Legendary. Mä voisin tietenkin katsoa, että saanko mä prosentteja nostettua. Koska nyt tallentaa, kun saatiin ruumiskin säilöön. Ice cream maker defrosted and unblocked. Flashlight casts a strange shadow. There's a hidden doorway here. Two rusty rifles are hidden above the pipe and they look inoperable. Someone has stuck some busted guns beneath the ceiling. Asekätkö?
A few bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall. It's too dark to see in.
Look, there's a hole in the wall. Shine light on the hidden compartments.
There is, yes. And there also appears to be something inside the hole. Interesting. Do you want to take a look?
Jep, katsotaan.
Your hand reaches deep into darkness and spiderwebs. Rummaging around, you find rusty rifles hidden away.
Kiväärejä.
Are these any good?
Most of them are rusty and inoperable, like the rest. But one catches your eye. A bolt-action model with a fine wood stock, in better cosmetic order than the others. Take it. You're a police officer. Police officers carry guns.
No, napataan.
That's a rare sight. Seems to no longer be functional, but still a beautiful thing in its own way.
No, missäs me ollaan?
Seems like an old bunker from the revolutionary period. Look at all those rifles. Must be an old weapons cache.
No, mitäs tämä meinaa, että kivääri on täällä?
It means there are firearms, albeit inoperable, still lying around in Martinez. It's an interesting coincidence, I would say. Might come in useful in the future.
He likes this find.
Alright. Mitäs me notin taas? Jotenkin hidden juttujakin on täskeessä, mutta me ei tiedä mitä sillä pyörii. Antique Bell McGrath Rifle. Tämä McGrath, kumpihan se McGrath, mä oletan lausumisen. Handwritten note from the fridge.
The note is written with a blue pencil on a piece of lined office paper. The kitchen magnets have left spots on its surface.
Does it say anything interesting?
This is tangential at best, but the lieutenant's detective instinct is still active.
What else?
Someone has scribbled, S. I can't believe the off-site copy is still here. The illiterate ginger kid keeps stealing stuff from the studio, so I had to hide it somewhere safe. You'll find the filament memory with the off-site copy in the frozen ice cream maker. Please take it home, ASAP. It's important. I'd do it myself if I lived in a civilized place with a freezer. Take care, Suliswaf.
Okei. Kukahan sen kirjoittanut?
Looks like someone from that radio game company upstairs. I'm a little surprised they just left their property lying here.
It's because entity. Ehkä niillä kiire.
That's a plausible hypothesis.
Mikä on filamentti memory?
It belongs inside a radio computer, storing its memory. It's like a tape. You listen to disco tapes, right? It's like one of your disco tapes.
Vähän niinku rammi tai muista tai... Okei. Who's the illiterate ginger kid? Mä veikkaan Kuno.
Really? You don't have a single guess?
You mean Kuno?
Oh, I'm sure that child would love to get his hands on a filament memory. Even if he doesn't know what to do with it, he'd probably try to pawn it for speed, based on our
Niin, että se sais huumeita. Myy heti. Do you have any idea where the frozen ice cream maker could be?
I don't know. I assume it's somewhere close to the ice bear fridge.
Alright. Frozen ice cream makers that's still running. Hiilaus ja sinne löytyy.
Two cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads to the ice bear fridge and the black one to the ice cream maker nearby.
Okei, mä en vielä ehkä halua koskea. Nyt mä en tiedä mitä ne tekee. Insane mesh tank top. Where did you even get that one? No, really, who puts it in that drawer? No further comments. Wear it at your own risk. Plus 1 drama, clinically insane. Okei. Se varmaan vaihtaa toi shirt-osuuden, mä oletan. Jep. Mulla draama nousee, mutta conceptualization putoaa. Ja katso, jos tulee draama skill checkia tai vastaavia jossakin, niin kokeilee vaihtaa sitten vaatetta sen mukaan. kolikkoja.
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner on top and an electric freezer that appears to be frozen shut.
Turn the ice cream crank.
Turning the crank feels oddly satisfying, like stirring your childhood dreams. In the distance you hear water dripping. It's all gone now. You'll never become a poet or an entrepreneur. What better to assuage the creeping sense of failure than some frozen fat and sugar?
Just. Try to crack open the lid.
You slip your fingers under the frozen lid, but the ice is too cold for you to get a good grip. A pry bar would come in handy here.
Laita sorkkarauta.
If you want to try again, then you need to have the pry bar in your hand, detective.
Equip the pry bar by going to the Tools tab in your inventory. From there, you can equip it to a held slot.
Selvä. Tehdään niinku pelikin helpottaa. Sorkkarauta käteen.
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine.
Miinus 20, pry bar not strong
ice cream
enough.
churner
Ja
on
plus
top, and an
better
electric
grip
freezer
with
that
gloves.
appears to be frozen shut.
Kokeillaanko 3% menisikö? On sit aika epätodennäköistä, mutta...
The ice squeaks beneath the pry bar. You think you've got the bar jammed in there pretty well, but the lid simply won't budge.
Alright.
You see the pry bar's metal handle bending right before your very eyes.
Yeah, well, that's a good pry bar. I'm not criticizing it, but this ice cream maker is frozen shut. It takes an advanced tool to get it open.
Okei, mistä semmonen?
I have no idea, officer. This ice cream maker isn't important enough to requisition a special tool.
Sooner or later, you will stumble upon a tool mighty enough. Then we will know what's in this mysterious ice cream maker.
Okei. Eli toistaiseksi jää vielä mysteeriksi. Onko sitä vielä muuta? The wall collapsed. It's inaccessible now.
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black. Looks like this furnace has a face, and it's a face of agony.
Okei. Katsotaanko sisään?
It's dark and grimy here. In the darkness you can hear chatter. It's coming from above. A voice or several voices talking to each other.
Jaat, puhetta.
What are you doing?
I heard the murderer of the hanged man talking. I'm not sure Kim's thing. I think I can hear someone talking upstairs. Okay.
Wait, really? We should investigate, see if someone's upstairs.
Okay. Physical yell hello in the furnace. Kokeillaan huutaa.
Something breaks loose in you. A mighty bellow echoes throughout the chimney's depths. The chatter of tiny voices above suddenly cease. Then...
Vastaus.
You've awakened the entity.
This is the police who's there. I summon the ghost of Elysium commercial area. Answer me, spirit. Laitetaan tää. This is the police who's there.
Hello? Did you say anything? I can't hear you. Please come upstairs. There's a safety curtain on the second floor. I'll open it.
You hear a low rumble upstairs. The sound of a curtain being pulled aside.
Selvä.
After you, officer.
Those voices I heard, maybe it's the malignant entity. Pleasant said it lives in the chimney.
Looks like it. Looks like an old central furnace used to heat the building. It's connected to the chimney. No one has used it in ages. No signs of any recent fire. Only dead rats.
Smear your hands with coal.
A lush layer of coal now covers your skin, sinking into the wrinkles. Your hands look ancient. You feel the spirit of Ramuh Karzai, ancient hero of Gra, pulsing through you. All that's left is to cover your face in war paint.
Hadramut Karzai, smear your cheeks black with coal.
3 dangerous stripes appear onto your cheeks, telling stories of your wild soul.
What are you doing?
Mä voin vastata, I'm the reincarnation of the ancient Ilmaraan warrior. Pyyhitään pois.
Yes, it was.
A hollow ring goes through the furnace. Your toe hurts.
Meni potkasemaan sitä.
You feel something in your chest, an unnatural pressure. It's spreading to your left arm, your jaw.
So I'm guessing this is bad.
Very, very bad. This is the end.
Try to remain conscious.
All you feel is pain and weakness. You have to surrender now. We all do. It gets so dark. You don't even see her face. Like you always thought you would. You only see pain and fear.
Oh God. Cop suffers final heart attack. Holy shit.
Cop suffers final heart attack. A detective lieutenant of the RCM passed away yesterday. His death, though abrupt, did not come as a surprise to those who knew him. He was the heaviest drinker I'd ever met. Captain Ptolemy Price, the deceased superior officer, commented, "That ain't easy on the ticker." He loved his liquor, sure, said Detective Chester McLean, friend and colleague. But I think before he ever had a heart attack, his heart was broken. According to an official statement given by the RCM, the officer was on the brink of solving a murder case.
Oh wow. Game over. Wow. Siinä oli ensimmäinen game overi mulla. Potkastiin hitto tarpeeksi kovaa jalalla, saatiin sydäriä ja sinne mentiin. Onneksi mulla on kyllä saveit tuohon alueeseen. Okei, sen verran mielenkiintoinen oli kyllä toi kuolema ja setti, mutta tosiaan hyvä, että tässä on tää tallennus. Mä pitää uuden tallennuksen vielä kuitenkin tämän kuoleman jälkeenkin vielä, että ei tuu sitten mitään muuta mielenkiintoista problematiikkaa. Mutta hei, tähän samalla hyvä klipata samalla seuraava osa. Kuitenkin näin sattuu, että jos mun pitää tehdä uusiksi jotakin juttuja, niin mä teen ne pois alta sitten. Elikkä nähdäänpä sitten seuraavassa osassa.